Okay, Andy. Welcome back at another session of Thinking and Destiny. We have been learning Eastern movement in the last session. How the Eastern movement and how great the knowledge was indebted in the Eastern philosophy, and how that knowledge was gone with the various things, with the maybe with the start of the priestism and all. So while going through the flow, like what Parsival is giving, the knowledge giving to us this week. Before we go there, let's meditate on his consciousness, that his wisdom flows through every one of us. So please sit in a meditative posture, cross your legs, clasp your hands, and close your eyes. You don't need eyewear. Please observe a slow, steady breath. Breath is a vital energy which we are taking to each and every part of our body. This is the form which is there every minute of our life. All energy, all the thoughts, we are perceiving through our eyes, and we are breathing in through our breath to inside of our organs. Slowly we are taking Please rub your palms and place it on your eyes for a few seconds and open your eyes with a beautiful smile on your face. Before we go further, let's welcome Balagaru for a recap of what we learned in the last session. Over to you, Balagaru.
Thank you, Prasanna. Last time in section 26, Prasanna, you covered Eastern movement. So I will summarize exactly regarding the Eastern movement, what happened and the importance of in the knowledge from India, how he explains and how the degeneration of ancient knowledge happened over the years. So over 100 years ago, scholars translated Eastern philosophy and religion into different from the books. And the Theosophical movement made Indian philosophy prominent, and West get attracted to it. So when during this Theosophical movement around that time, more and more Eastern knowledge was translated into English especially, and other languages. Eastern nations had the knowledge of astronomy, that is, all our Shastras and Upanishads and all. They had the knowledge of astronomy, world's age, which is regarding the yugas, in information about structure and functions of the body, correlation of forces in man to the universe, existence of other worlds within and outside the earth. So all this information, he said, they're all in Eastern knowledge, it existed. Eastern sages had the knowledge of relation of doer to its body and control of the body through the training and the use of nerve centers or currents. And also they know the science of the breath, he said. And also he says, they knew the states of death and the trance states, extension, how to extend their life, and virtues of plants, minerals, and animals. So all these, at that time, the most of the wise men, sages, they knew. And also the powers, and also they knew the power of senses, like seeing, hearing, tasting, and smelling, and the change of matter from one state to another. All this knowledge was taught to East by wise men in the past. But now few records remain, most they were changed. Wise men withdrew and stopped teaching when the sages stopped to follow the teachings. Eventually, sages or wise people who had this knowledge used for worldly things and for self purposes. Therefore, eventually it declined. All their teachings were declined. Some of them who knew the teachings gradually became priests, and they developed priesthood and religious systems. And next, how the degeneration of Eastern knowledge happened. When the sages transcribed the knowledge into words, only few can read. That is because of the Sanskrit and the language, very few people can understand that. They omitted parts of the ancient teachings and added some to meet their needs. They forget large part of ancient knowledge, and they suited philosophy to country's environment, that is, hierarchy of gods, devils, mythological and monsters and spirits. And they gave more importance to superstition and ignorance. And they were ignorant. They added 4 classes of caste system, and they restricted the knowledge to certain classes of people, to describe the teachings. And also everything based on religious observance where priests are necessary. For every little thing in their life, in a human life, they made it a priesthood is very necessary. India gradually lost freedom and responsibility. Invasions, internal wars, diseases devastated the land. So now, most people can see that. So in this situation, now most people cannot see the real and unreal. What is real and what is unreal? Many devoted their lives to customs and observances, traditions, which hindered their progress. So during this, they forgot all this real matter, and they devoted to their customs and observations and traditions. Some who have the knowledge do not give out and allow others to live in, and they allowed others to live in ignorance. Many statements from Upanishads, Shastras, Puranas are of great value. So he agrees. Over the years, there are omissions and additions to these. And how the transfer of the Eastern knowledge happened to West. Presentation of Eastern knowledge was difficult because of Western thinking and expression. Eastern knowledge is prevented by exaggeration, disproportion, mysteriousness, and also East is weighed down by age, tradition, and environment. So because of all this, it declined. So even though they all came to give the knowledge, Eastern knowledge to West, what did the Westerns pick? So what West picked? Western people picked up wonders like clairvoyance, astral phenomena, acquisition of power instead of real noetic and intellectual knowledge. Some missionaries like gurus and swamis came to West to teach Eastern knowledge. Some are weakened by the comforts of the West. Out of their teachings, Western disciples did not get real meaning of Purusha, Atma, soul, self, tattvas, and other lot of other things. They did not get the real meaning of all this. They used physical practice of yoga, breath, swara, to get psychic powers and enlightenment and liberation. Out of all these, what Percival says, out of all importance of the breath in connection with the breath form and the doer, it is the most important thing. So he says, out of all this Eastern knowledge, main thing he says, out of all importance of breath in connection with the breath form and the doer is the most important. Now he explains in the next chapter, chapter 27, importance of the breath and breath form. Okay.
Thank you, Balagaru, for a quick recap, though in detail. So here we'll go with the breath, right? So this 27th section of this mental destiny is talking about the breath. Here he is differentiating between the breath and the breath form, and also the breath is divided into the 4 parts as usual. So we have physical breath, we have a psychic breath, we have a mental breath, and we have a noetic breath. Okay, so the 4-fold breath. And what is a pranayama? Prana means it's a Shakti, that's Shakti. Yama means it's a controlling. What is it? And is there any dangers in doing this? And what we can achieve using the pranayama? So this is an overall view. So let me bring up slides for you. Let me know if you are able to see my screen. You're able to see my screen. See my screen,
yeah,
right?
we can see.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, this is the breath and the breath form breathing. The breath, what does breath does? Psychic breath, mental breath, noetic breath, 4-fold breath, and pranayama. Okay. So if you see, generally the breath means it is going through nostrils and coming out of the nostrils. This is what we know, right? Breathing is indrawing and expulsion of indrawing, taking ana, expulsion apana of the air into and from lungs. Only way the breath enters the body. That's how we know the breath enters into this body, either through nose or maybe sometimes through mouth. Okay, it is going to the air and we are expelling. We are taking all the air and it is getting purified and we are releasing the carbon dioxide. This much we know, the breath, right? The breath is an elastic tie that binds the physical body to the breath form. This physical body to the breath form. Here he is using the different word called breath form. Okay, it is binding from the physical body to the breath form. It is binding. It is making these two together. Which one? The breath. The moment breath stops, the breath form also goes from the physical body. That's what he is saying. Okay, the tie is a magnetic tidal flow of the invisible physical matter through physical atmosphere from the breath form to the body and back. From the physical atmosphere, the breath form is coming and it is invisible to the physical atmosphere, to your physical body and to the back also. This is the, in general, that we know. We need not have any explanation. So now we'll see the breath and the breath form. The 3 inner bodies. We are not just the physical body. We have that Sukshma Sarira and Karana Sarira is also, right? The 3 inner bodies makes the contact between the body and the breath form, and the movements are kept by the breath. So these 3 bodies are intact with the breath form. Who is making the intact? Breath. Breath is flowing through breath form between these 3 bodies. The breath becomes nervous force in the nerve channels. This breath is becoming the nervous force in the nerve channels. If you are breathing only on, all these nerves are working. Okay. In a simple mechanism, like if you switch on the light, light is coming up and it is filling your room with the light. But in a simple mechanism of this human being, the complex mechanism of this human being, the simple breath is actually combining these things and making everything work. If that particular breath is not there, then gone. Nothing will work. Nerve centers are the same thing. If we are asked to operate by ourselves, we have to keep 100 machines. We know that when some surgery is going on, so many nerves, this, you cannot see the person. That much they'll keep it, because if we have to take into our in charge of our bodies, then you are doomed, because so much mechanism we have to use. That is why in order to study this body, you have at least 100 specializations are there. The medicine field. Because those many people are studying the human anatomy. but only the one, we have created such a beautiful, such a complex system was created, and it is running only through the breath. The breath becomes nerve force for all the channels. Nerve centers, the plexi are interrelated and the currents are controlled by the flow of breath. Whatever these nerve centers, the plexi are interrelated, they are all interlaced, and these currents are controlled by the flow of the breath, how you are taking the breath, right? So with that breath, those forms are controlled. The breath pulsating the physical atmosphere enters and leaves the body through lungs. That much we know, enters and leaves the body through lungs only, because we are filling up the lungs and we are taking up from the lungs. But not only this entry and exit, we have other things also. That's what he's saying. The entry and exit of the air is recognized as a breathing. That particular process is called breathing. The breath enters and leaves the body also through openings of other than mouth and nostrils. Not only this, mouth and nostrils, even the breath enters into our pores of the skin. You can feel it, right? When it is hot, we are feeling hot because the air is hot and it's pouring, it's going inside. That's why you're feeling hot. If nothing is affected your body, then you will not feel. When it is a cold, that is going inside your body. That's the reason you feel it. Oh, you feel it. The cold is going from ears, cold is going from skin, isn't it? So the breath is going, the air is going, the other things also. But intake and outlet through these other openings, including the pores of the skin, is not accompanied by the air. It is not accompanied by the air, is not accompanied. So it is not noticed by any one of us, because air is not going and coming out. It is taking, but it is not the air. You are just flowing that breath. It has a regular swing, that part of the breath which comes in and with the air. There is a regular breath from outside to inside, outside to inside. There is a swing of breath is going on. There is a center of the breath inside the body. What is the center of the body inside? That is a heart. Okay. And center is outside the body. But outside the body, whatever the center is, changes from the physical atmosphere. Depends on the physical atmosphere, it will change. How you sit, what is your posture, all the things, right? The outside may change it. So, but that outside to inside, that swing is always going on. Between these two centers, the one is fixed. What is that? The heart is fixed. The other is moving. The breath and ebbs and flows. So the breath maybe sometimes it may be slow down. It may be jerky breath. All the things it may. In which kind of breath it will be jerky and all those things we will see. The conception of breath and breath form. When this breath and breath form will start actually. When the person is so we say the soul when enters. We have that question. So we see. And how the breath, it acts through the breathing of the father. It acts through the breathing of the father and mother during their union, and later the form of the breath form bonds the seed with the soil through the astral counterparts of the two cells which it fuses. See, so when the father and mother union is happening, that time this breath form also bonds that seed with the seed and the soil. Through the astral counterparts of that particular thing is also there, right? The two cells which it fuses. The breath is the force which compels elementals build out solid matter, and breath form which prescribes the physical destiny of the future human. So this breath is force elemental built. It is forcing elemental build of the matter. The breath form is coming. It is forcing element because it is coming from the space energy. It is becoming the matter. It is manifesting as a matter. The matter here is a newborn, new whatever the new baby, right? So the matter, and it is physical. It is deciding the physical destiny of the human. The breath form is also deciding the physical destiny of the human being. The breath of a mother activates the embryo directly until the placenta is formed. Directly until the placenta is formed, the breath of the mother activates and causes the fetus to grow until it forms. At birth, means at the birth form unites with its form and the physical breath begins. When the breath form unites with its breath, okay, and the physical breath, because when you are cutting the cord, right, that's where actually the physical breath starts. Until then, the breath goes from the mother to through the womb to the child. But when it cuts, actually the breath form unites and the actual physical breath starts. And the swing continues until the death. The same birth swing continues until the death. This is the birth form. The elastic tie, that birth form is an elastic tie which is breathing is snapped. The breathing sings physical matter, science, physical matter into the body. Whatever the physical matter, right, it is singing in science into the body, maintains the body during the life and takes up the swing in the new body. Breathings are not active between the death and the conception. Here I'll explain you. Breathings are not active between the death and the conception. This breath form is with the thing, right? So once the person is dead, again the born, right? Again the conception, some of the times this breathing is not active because there is a period called, I'm not remembering exact word in thing, but it's also called purgatory period kind of thing. Because we see that hell and heaven is existing, right? The hell and heaven actually means here is, so when you die, according to this thing, when you die, when you actually die, that when you leave your physical body, I can say, it's a die in the sense when you leave your physical body, then you are just the pure soul, right? When as a pure soul, you will see all the events that you have done in your lifetime. Because that time I cannot say, oh, I did this because for the sake of my daughter, so I'm right. As a mother, I did right. That you will not say. When you are in the physical body, when you are on the earth, you will say that. But when you when you are a pure soul, you will not say that you have done something right as a mother or a son, because you are a pure soul and you will consider every others as a soul. Whether it's a daughter or a neighbor daughter, it's the same for everything. So if you feel that something you have done wrong, you feel that you have done wrong. There's nobody is coming and judging you. Your soul is a pure soul. It will judge by itself what you have done. Suppose when you look back what you have done on the earth, suppose there are 10 things that you have done. If you feel that 8 things you have done is right, what do you feel? Okay, I have done good job. That's a feeling, right? We will get it. Suppose all the 10 things you have done wrong. What is your feeling? Oh my God, I wasted life.
I messed up.
Oh my God, I wasted life. I messed up the life. How fortunate that I have got all these facilities, but I wasted. I never learned all these things. That's a kind of repentance will be there for that particular soul. Even now, you can observe. One day you do nothing. You just waste your time in gossiping, and reflect back on yourself at the night. How do you feel? What did I do? Why should I go to that party? Why should I gossip all the things? Why can't I shut my mouth and do that? Unnecessary things, all the karma I got it. You may feel it, right? Yeah. With the little knowledge, whatever we have. So similarly, here the soul will also feel that, oh my God. Then at that time, it will not interact with any other soul or anything. It will shut by itself. That is the time where this breath form also ceases. It will not be active. So from that, again, it comes to the active state, right? It will not be active. That is what he is saying. The breath form ceases. What kind of breath form ceases? We will see in the coming things. The life form, physical world. These are 4 worlds, right? Light world, noetic, life world. What is that life world is?
The light world, life world, form world, physical world.
Form world, physical. Form is a psychic. Life is a mental. And light is a noetic world. Light is a noetic world. So 4 have their influences conveyed on the physical body of the breath form. Physical body, breath form, all these worlds have their own things, because their own influences are there. Because our breath form is having the influence of all these worlds. Okay. So when we are dying, only the physical breath is going. The oxygen taking, this part is only going. All that is having, the breath form, the whatever that we have is still there. That's what he meant here. The matter of the world flow is in the way the senses of the 4 systems through the 3 inner bodies, through the involuntary nerves to the breath form. See here, all the 4 nerve system, the 4 systems, right? Circulatory system, digestive system, all those systems, through 3 inner bodies, physical body, astral body, and the mental body, or through the involuntary nervous system, to the breath form. All these are having impressions on the breath form, whatever you do it. According to the signatures is already on it, the breath form comes some of these influences to build, because in the breath form already there are some influences are there. That is what here we say.
The influences conveyed to the physical body by breath form means it's all the experiences you are saying, experiences of
experiences, thinkings, whatever you think in the
whatever
previous
experience
things.
through this birth,
Yes.
that we are holding in a breath form.
Yes. You're holding in the breath form. It could be related as an intellect, because intellect is a seed which is actually having all the things, right? All your previous things. So there are sometimes, in some of the terminology, we call it as all the things are there in subconscious mind. Okay.
Yes.
But the thing is here, why he says the breath form is, sometimes it may not be there in it is there in the different worlds. But it has influence on your breath form. It has an influence. When it will come, we'll see. Okay. It won't come as is. The inflow of the breath makes possible digestion through influences of the physical world. The inflow of the breath makes possible digestion through influences from the physical world. Circulation influences from the form world. Circulation influences from the form world. Respiration through the life world, and generation through influences of the light world. I just came the double time only. Okay. So here, see, the breath form, because the breath form impressions are there, we need not take everything into the physical body. But there is a pretty good chances that those breath forms will come into our physical body. Suppose, let us take, if a person is from the beginning, he is into the spirituality, or he do not want to consume any of the worldly thoughts, worldly affairs, he do not want to consume any of the worldly affairs, then he is away from all these things. Even if the breath form is trying to form some impressions on his physical body, there is a free will that we will come to learn, that there is a free will that you can reject it. I have some forms in the previous life, but I don't want to take it now. You can always do that, right? Because that kind of free will is also given to us. It is not that, okay, because you thought some negative things in the previous life, the same thing is coming. Yes, they will come and influence you, but there is always a chance that you can take it or you cannot take it. That's what it's try to circulate. The breath form try to circulate in the form world. Form world, it is coming to your breath form, circulatory system, and it is coming to the respiratory system through the life world, and generative system from the light world. All the things are coming up. The force of the breath affects these systems directly, merely through breathing the air. How actually all these are coming to through breathing your air only, all these are coming to your physical body. Though you have all the influences, but these are coming into you only through the breathing of your air. So breathing is the one and breath form is the another. Is it clear now? Any question here?
So basically he's saying, so all these four systems influenced by four words.
Yes.
So
influenced by four worlds. Yes.
Yeah. The physical world he's saying is influenced, the
physical atmosphere.
Digestion system is influenced by the physical world, he's saying. That means whatever, even we senses also, because we use senses in the physical world.
Yes.
So that's why any aversion, attachment, those also affects our digestion.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. You see, suppose you are angry on somebody, you even if you eat, right, how do you feel? You are not comfortable that day, right? When you're so happy, whatever you eat, you feel it. That these are all we can experience. Physical things are easy to understand because we can relate with our experiences.
Yeah.
It's saying it's like a Mooladhara and it's a Swadhisthana, circulatory and respiratory, like
because again, those are the things, Sarisha Garu. What is happening is those are the nerve centers. These are there, right?
Yeah.
Because through the breath form, these nerve centers only get activated. Isn't it?
Yeah.
So those nerve centers only, when they are getting activated, that kind of things only. Suppose when you are the consciousness of Mooladhara, then you are always struggling at life, because simple things in the life, right? So okay, whether I have this thing, because simple things in the life, it is not that you don't have the things, you may be having, but still you will struggle at I want one more car, I want one more thing. The physical things only.
Material. You are attached to more and more material.
You are attached to material things and you are stuck there. Okay. Suppose if you are at the heart center, oh, I have enough, so let me give it to somebody, let me do something else, because your heart was expanded, your consciousness was expanded when your heart center is open. Okay.
So that is
that's
light world
because the light world,
Yeah.
light world came and influenced
Yeah.
your heart.
Anahata.
Exactly. Next one is the psychic, mental, and noetic breaths, the triune self coming into the picture. The psychic breath is the action and reaction between the doer portion of the body to the psychic atmosphere. There is a psychic atmosphere, right? So from that portion, that breath is a psychic breath. The mental breath is the action and reaction between the thinker to the mental atmosphere of the body. So the thinker is related with the thinking, right? Mental atmosphere. The noetic breath is an action and reaction between the knower to the noetic atmosphere. So these are the three. These are very straight, right?
Psychic knower, thinker, doer.
Yeah. The knower, thinker, doer. Because from the beginning we are learning this thing.
Yeah.
So now we'll see one by one. Psychic breath. Okay. Psychic breath is the movement in the psychic atmosphere and is like that, rolling, surging, breaking, waves beating in the physical body. So it is coming and rolling into the physical body, sinking into the physical body. That is a psychic breath. So psychic breath, we can feel it because psychic breath is a one center in the kidneys. Psychic breath center is in kidneys, and another center is the psychic atmosphere outside the psychic atmosphere. So it is swinging between your kidney and the outside the center. Physical body of the breath, the breathing of the psychic breath acts a feeling and desire. Psychic breath is acting on the feeling and desire. That's where the psychic breath. Suppose your love feeling, anger feeling, all those feelings, right? The psychic, that is what the psych feels, isn't it? That is what your inside your psyche feels. So when I see Sirisha Garu, oh, she'll ask something. So if something, I'm remembering it, right? So that is, or if I feel that, oh, she nice. If I see her face, oh, nice, smiley face, something like that is a psyche of me is actually attaching. Suppose in some people, if you see, you'll get irritated, but no matter what, because maybe you are carrying with all the things that they have done previously or whatever it is, right? So this is the psychic atmosphere. Kidney is the feeling part, right? Actually, the psychic breath carries to the human through the physical breath. The impressions which the breath form bears, that is what I said. Suppose sometimes the other person you may not see any time, but when you see first time, you feel so loving. You feel so connected, is it not? This has happened every one of us. Some people you feel, even though in the first instant itself, you feel like rejected. I don't know. I'm feeling some negative energy kind of thing. That's what we use the terms, and we will be away. So this is a psychic breath is having all the impressions are there. When the breath form is actually focusing, it will have some feelings of joy, sorrow. As a result of psychic breath carries the impressions of the doer. Whatever that you are actually carrying, right? That will carry the impressions of the doer and the psychic breath. The psychic breath flows the psychic atmosphere. Suppose here he is saying Gulf Stream flows because in the Atlantic Ocean. So there is a one way the Gulf Stream is flowing. When it passes, that stream goes the different because the stream is the same, but when it passes to the different places, right, that stream is changing. Similarly, the psychic atmosphere, when you are when one particular place, the psychic atmosphere is different. When you are another place, the psychic atmosphere will be different because the surroundings, the psychic atmosphere is actually influencing you, isn't it? When you are at home or when you are at work, you may feel some different. When you are with the meditation group, you may feel something different. When you are with the other friends, you may feel something different because there the atmosphere is getting changed with the stream. Because here he gave the Gulf Stream as an example. Anytime breath and the atmosphere is different. Remember, your impression, the way they are trying to do the impression and your actual this thing are different. This physical atmosphere is trying to put some psychic atmosphere on your breath form because of whatever the past things are, the present things. That is what is happening, the psychic breath. Is it clear, psychic breath?
Yeah, mental basically, breath. Even see, we want to go to India, if we want to see our family, we get excited because feelings of joy, everything is there. Suppose
get
suddenly somebody
excited,
dies in our
we get,
family member.
we will get
Yeah.
agitated.
Yeah.
Sometimes even though you wanted to go, some situations when you see, you'll get irritated. Whatever you see, you love India, but when you go there, some things, because that is an atmosphere. The same balagar is there in a different times. Same breath you are taking, but the psychic atmosphere is influencing you. That is why your psyche feelings are getting changed. That's what here is saying.
Yeah, because those psychic feelings have that because of
atmosphere.
that atmosphere.
You have that. Those are giving impressions on your breath form. They carry.
Yes.
Okay.
Very good.
Next one is mental breath. The mental breath is a movement between the mental atmosphere and is an intermittent, like our air currents. Air currents, how they are there, right, in the air. It is a channel that brings the diffuse light of intelligence during the thinking. It's a channel because we already have the light, but that is diffused. That's why we are here to ignite that light, right? So that diffuse light, it's a channel. Mental breath is a channel, stimulates your thinking and increases its power. It is trying to stimulate, think more, something like, right? So it is stimulating. It cannot connect the breath form directly. How it can connect? It can only connect through psychic atmosphere only. That is why all the Sajjana Sangatya or the book Satsang, all these are required, because when you are with this kind of people, you are actually connecting, because your psyche is connecting to that psychic atmosphere, and through psychic atmosphere you can activate your brain and you can think.
Yeah, miraculous thoughts, so positive thoughts.
That's why feelings are very important to connect to the higher.
To connect to the higher self, higher self or higher world, right? So your psychic, you cannot directly connect to that higher self. You have through your psyche only you can connect. The mental breath has a center. Mental breath is a center is the heart. Two centers it has. One is mental atmosphere of the human to the heart, and one connects the noetic and the other connects to the heart of the psychic atmosphere. One center is connecting the noetic, the light to that, and the other one is from that to your psychic atmosphere to your heart. That's how the connection is going on. It does not flow as steadily as psyche and noetic breaths. When desire at mental breath slows down. So when you do not have much desires, and it slows down. When the desire is wild, the breath is agitated. That you feel it, right? When the desire is, when you want something, somehow I have to do it, that kind of, right? You will have. So here the thinking, right? Again, what are the thinkings you will have? Active thinking as well as passive thinking. You know that, right? So we know that always the thinking is active thinking as well as passive thinking is there. So depending on we always need to make this passive thinking into the active thinking. Then we are able to get the desired results. When thinking is continued, what is happening when thinking is continued? The mental breath is more regular in expanding and contracting in order to ordinary moment of thinking, which continues until thinking stops. Here we have to remember, because this is a very good concept of our meditation is embedded here. See this point. Yeah, when thinking is continued, when thinking we started continuing, the mental breath is more regular. So when thinking continue, that's why we say don't try to stop thinking. When you are in the meditation, don't try to switch, because all these years we have been thinking. Okay, now because we are in the meditation, close your eyes, thinking will stop. No, it will flow. Only thing is you should not give an energy to it. If you give an energy, then it will take more and more from there to there. So when ordinary thinking, what will happen when you are mental? So it will slowly, it continues. The mental breath expanding and contracting will continues, which continues so sometimes when you are not actually giving energies, it stops. That's how the mental breath works. When you focusing on the light, thinking is perfected. When you focus on the light, thinking is perfected and controlled. Here focus is maintained. So now I'm just reading a Thinking on Destiny. Suppose if I read on Sunday, Then I will, if somebody distracted, I'll go and do the other. I will attend the other work first. Okay, because Thursday is the class, right? Okay, I can do it. Something like, if Thursday, if I'm reading, if anybody calls me, okay, this is anybody have, is that urgent? If not, I'll talk tomorrow. Because my focus is here. When I'm focusing more light, okay, then when thinking is perfected, then you can control and then focus is maintained. Forget about these things. Let us take, when you are a student, or all the students, when you are studying for the exams, you feel that you understood everything, isn't it? Why? Because the more focus. Because more focus, that's all. When mental breath stops, when this mental breathing stops, right? Mental breathing in the sense we are actually taking all the thoughts through breathing into our brain. Okay. When your mental breathing stops, your psychic breath and physical breath also stops. All the thoughts are, or because of all the thoughts only, we are actually doing it. When this mental breath stops, this psychic and physical breath also stops, which is a great, great achievement, unusual achievement. How can the physical breath, if I stop, I may die? No, you will not die, because you'll be able to hold it for a longer time. That's what here he means. Hold it for a longer time. That's what all our yogis are doing it.
Yeah.
Because they're seizing their mental breath. They're not desired, they're able to stop it, right? So suppose if I say 1 hour, the other day when I'm taking a kids class, I said, okay, your age number of minutes you have to read. One guy is asking, I have 17 and a half. Then do I need to 17 minutes, 30 seconds? Because that much it is calculating that when we can stop it. That's the thing, right? So, but here, when you are not, because that is a mental health, because when you want to come out of it, that's what they're saying. They're saying that when you stop that kind of thoughts, then the psychic breath automatically, this feeling, desires, all these things will stop. That physical breath also you can stop, cease, and you can stand still. You can be in that blissful state without having anything. That is the great achievement we can get through meditation. That's the greatest achievement. We need not start the noetic breath. Noetic breath is a light breath, right? It's giving you the light. So that we need noetic breath is a moment like that of constant sunshine in the noetic atmosphere. This breath is having all the light, sunshine. It is giving you all the knowledge. We don't need to stop this breath, because if the noetic breath can touch us, then actually you'll get more knowledge. That is why in some lifetime we all have done some fortune things. That is why we all here in the gathering in this evening, and we are discussing this thinking and destiny. I can say we have some kind of noetic breath is flowing through all our souls. Otherwise, we would not be here for sure. It has a connection with the pineal body. The non-noetic breath has a connection with the pineal body, and through that, with the genitals of the human. That's the noetic breath. It connected with the spheres of intelligence. Spheres of intelligence. Noetic breath is connected with the intelligent spheres. Ordinary human, the pineal is too inert of the noetic breath and to make use of the proper use of it. It is there, but it is the dormantry. They'll not use it. Noetic breath contacts the physical body at the pineal, but does not generate, but does not operate through it. It is just contacting it, but it is not operating. Where this contact makes human conscious of identity. Once it is conscious of identity, responsibility, of your faith, of his conscience. So it is the responsible for all these things. Noetic breath does not contact generative organs at all. The physical breath only slight current of it and turns off the kidneys and lost through sex organs from the time to time. The physical breath is, here it is, the last sentence is not about the noetic breath. The physical breath only slightly current of it, slight current of it, the whole breath, right? The physical breath, what we are thinking, taking the oxygen and receiving the carbon dioxide, is a slight part of it. If you take the breath into the 4 forms, the physical breath is only the slight form of it. That's what he is saying.
So
the 4-fold.
Mental breath, it ceases, then only we can get access to noetic breath. Is he saying like that, or it's
that's Noetic breath is there in your pineal, but it is not working.
Active.
So when you stop,
It's not
it is not
working means
active.
because of mental breath or
Because of mental breath, we are too busy with the mental breath. It is intent.
Unable
Intent means it is a small, it is not actually in the active state. When you keep quiet the mental breath, the noetic breath, the light will come and shine.
breath will shine. Okay.
Come and shine. Okay. The physical breath consists of fire, air, water, and earth current. All this, it is having the physical breath. The fourfold breath connects the fourfold physical body with the physical atmosphere. These four breath is connecting the four physical bodies. The physical breath ceases the death of the body. Physical breath ceases at the death of the body. The other three breaths continues until the end of the heaven period. It will continues. The ceasing part is only the physical breath, not all the breaths. That's what here. When the doer sinks into the coma, that's what I said, right? I explained. So when the doer sinks into the body, these three inner breaths also cease to flow. The three atmospheres are. Where the three atmospheres are, these three breaths will be there. The form world, light world, all those worlds, right? These three breaths will be there. When the doer resumes activity, means when the doer is coming back to the body, then this psychic breath begins in this psychic atmosphere. They will not join immediately. Remember, they will not join immediately. Physical breath starts. Remember, physical breath is starting at the birth. When the cord was cut from the mother, the physical breath is starting. The psychic breath of whatever it is there, then that influences will not start immediately. Previously, they say that they used to get 3-4 years. So, but nowadays, what they are saying is with all this physical, too much into the physical thing, after a few months later, the psychic breath is coming. That's why in the previous kids, or when we are the kids, right? So we have toy, let's share with everybody.
Yeah.
Now everyone, I wondered, this bedsheet is mine. Even within the family also, this bedsheet is mine. This toy is mine. That my ego is starting
my bedroom,
from very early.
my furniture.
Bedroom, my thing, right? My furniture, my bed. Even some of the parents, my daughter will not sleep without her bedsheet, so let me go. This is a kind of, what do you say, I feel like kind of fashion the parents are saying, but in the way what they are teaching, they are not actually understanding at that moment, because they need to adjust with everybody, right? So they need to adjust wherever they are. You should not be so specific. Sometimes we don't know that how actually we are encouraging them to have all these things. By giving more facilities, more of the things also, we have to make them understand. Otherwise, these things will happen. Very early age, the psychic breath is also coming into the flow. That's what he is saying. The flow starts AIA, which starts the breaths vivified from the breath form and causing to the flow. So that is breath is flowing. Okay. The conception of the form, the breath form through the physical breath of the parent fuses the seeds with the soil. Okay. That is the physical breath actually. When the baby is born and the cord is cut, the physical breath enters the heart through lungs. Through lungs, it enters into the heart. Then it takes the position of and operate the body. Then it starts operating the body. That's the physical breath. After a few months, psychic breath enters the body, and with advancing years, the mental breath, at the last, the noetic breath makes contact with their centers in the body. You got it? Initially, physical breath, later few months, psychic breath, then after
few years, mental
breath, and after that, if you are really into it, then noetic breath will start. But by the puberty time, all the breaths are into the place. Whether you are operating it or not, it is up to you. But all the forms started working on our body by the time, that is the maturity. Yeah, after the puberty, three inner breaths with the physical breath flow until the death. So all the three breaths also flowing until the death.
So see, puberty is very, very important stage. It's breath forms connecting to the
physical body.
Physical breath forms are connecting
to the physical body.
Yeah.
The psychic breath is a cause of passive feeling and active desire. The psychic passive feeling and active desire. So all the time it is a desire is dominating and feeling is in the in the psychic breath. The mental breath causes the rightness and reason, righteousness, because you started thinking when the mental breath comes. The noetic breath is nearly inactive except the sexual fits. At that age, adolescent age, it is inactive except the sexual fits. That is why puberty, you can see, you can relate all the things. See.
Yeah.
You can relate so many things when it is coming up as we are unfolding the book, right? So many things in that, why this is happening, we can see. All actions of the doer done by means of these three breaths, and their record is stamped on the breath form. Whatever you have done, that record is stamped on the breath form by means of the fourfold physical breath through. Okay. Through fourfold physical breath on the nerves. So it is not end because I have the time until then. Let me stop it here. Okay. That is the breath forms. So if we have completed the breath form, I can say. Breath form was complete here. Huh?
Oh, so chapter 27 is completed.
No. Chapter
only
27
the breath
is
form.
not completed. Only the breath form is completed. I'll continue the thing. At the puberty, we got all the things and how it is happened that we know. So now the breath form, because now we understood that breath form is a very important thing. Then all our yoga started. Yoga in the sense here again uniting because mind, body, spirit. How we can unite the mind, body, spirit? That is nothing but yoga, right? That is what the yoga means. Yoga is uniting the mind, body, spirit. So there, the Western, from all these missionaries started, okay, how you can control the breath and all those things were started spreading out. That's where the pranayama, the practice of the pranayama started. Many persons do not know how the breath, actually this breath, right? The breath means we are actually taking all the desires into our thing, all other things. That is what actually breath. Controlling the breath means it is not just controlling your just inflow and outflow. If you are controlling just inflow and outflow, there are so many dangers might happen because people, yogis, they are able to hold the breath for 1 minute, hold the breath for 2 minutes. They got some powers. Thinking that initially people, I know a person in 96 or 97, and so he learned, he is learning from some guru in that area. I was in Anantapur that time. So guru, and he couldn't do that pranayama properly. He lost his life. The boy who is in 17, 18 years. So if you are not properly holding these things, right, when he says the pranayama dangers, immediately I connect to that particular thing. In the practice, he lost his life because he went and he just or every day he is closing the doors and he is doing it, but that day he lost the life because improper use of the thing, right? That is what, when the persons do not know the breath, how disasters can be created. When you are practicing this breathing without knowing the inner powers or inner connections of the physical breath, so the disaster, these are the dangers can occur. That's what he is saying. Okay. Normally, what is happening? Sometimes you are taking the breath through the right nostril. Sometimes you may take, and sometimes the breath may flow through the left nostril. And these left nostril, right nostril, whatever the breathing is always balanced. So when it is balanced throughout your life, this breath is balanced. So this mechanism, you are not doing anything voluntarily. It is involuntary. It is going. It is involuntary. It is doing. It's a breath form is. So usually the right breath is called sun breath. The left breath
Surya Nadi, Chandra Nadi.
Surya Nadi, Chandra Nadi. So this is the moon breath and this is sun breath. Okay. Surya Nadi and sun. So this is a cycle that it is going, and these number of cycles, a bigger cycle and a bigger cycle. So it is. So these are the breath forms, whatever that you are taking from the outside, the things, right? So these wishes, whatever wishes also you are taking. That's why you say, always inhale the positive thoughts, exhale your emotions, exhale your stress out, exhale your negative emotions. That's what we say in the meditation. Because if you have something, leave it out. Don't keep and make it as a curve in your body. So otherwise, if you keep on thinking, right, you will mark it as a curve in your body because it will create a ripple. It create a ripple of negative effect in your body if it is not the right thought. Okay. So this practice of pranayama, what is happening? So in the pranayama, what is that? they started closing one nostril, closing the other nostril, controlling the pranayama. So they found out, this yogis found out some ways. Suppose if you are in a very hot, now summer is very hot, super hot, and you want to cool down your body, close your Surya Nadi. Take the breath with this. Always take with the moon. Again, close it here. Always take with the moon and release with the sun. You feel your body cool down. If it is a winter, somewhere you are there, just close your Chandranadi. Take the breath from this, and because these are the techniques which was given by our ancient yogis, which after they have been practiced. So when we are doing it, you need to learn from a proper guru, proper technique. Then only you need to do this pranayama. Okay, these are the various things. It is not only the thing that the COVID time they said Brahmari pranayama is very good because it is actually trying to help the lung capacity, it is increasing the lung capacity. So everybody started kind of thing. So many people did this pranayama because it was widely spread during the COVID period. Because why? Because every day we are not actually breathing the lung breathing. We are not expanding our lungs to the fullest capacity. If we are expanding the fullest capacity, even if the COVID enters, right? So you have that lung oxygen levels are so good and your lung capacity, with that power you will exhale out. That virus would have been exhaled out. Why the kids they could able to do that fast compared to the thing is because
even Kapalabhati also they say.
Kapalabhati. Fat. You are not actively inhaling, but passive inhaling and actively exhaling, right? So whatever the virus, you can exhale it out. So all our old habits, if you are actually doing it, then you would have done, means these viruses will not have done much harm to the thing. Okay, so you will use the different kinds of, this is an Askagra Mudra, close with this, all the things, right? So inhalation, these are all the so much of the pranayama. So what it will do, what this pranayama is doing, what is an ultimate goal? So you may say the health benefits, that is a different thing. Health benefits, nadi suddhi, all the nadis will get suddhi, all these health benefits. But what is the ultimate goal of it? Ultimate goal of it is to calm down, master your lower body. Lower body is our body, this body, right? Master our lower body and connect this lower self with higher self.
What about when you active noetic breath, it's normally calm down, right?
Which one?
When you activate noetic breath.
No. These pranayama techniques and all helps you to activate that noetic breath.
When your mind ceases, it's naturally activates noetic breath. Why do you do
that? Time you need not have any pranayama. When your mind ceases, when you can do that kind of meditation, so that is the ultimate technique, Sareshagara. Ultimately, if you can mind ceases, then you need not do all these pranayamas. These pranayamas are all the tools and techniques
to reach to that stage.
To reach that stage. If you can already go there, yes.
Not. We have a natural breath, right? When you observe it naturally, your mind ceases. So your mind ceases naturally. It's becoming strong, right? So,
but for some people, they think by doing pranayama, it will be faster.
It will be faster. By doing pranayama, it will be faster. By suppose third eye opening, there are some techniques, right? So these techniques.
But if you do in the right way, it will.
Right way. No. Even if it is, it may take some time, and it may take some time. When you are doing the normal breathing, normal thing, not everybody will be correct. Why when somebody is getting connected and noetic can be open, and why somebody is not connected? It is again on the so many imprints that we have on the breath form, right? So in order to do that, all these techniques may be helpful. These are all the
that's
why
all these stampings, they are from previous births. That's why some people get connected easily in the first few times.
That's true. So this such an exercise, the master, whatever these exercises are to master or unite your lower body with the higher self and thereby gain the spiritual powers. So spiritual powers, and from there spiritual liberation can happen. That is what according to the missionaries, or according to this whatever that Shad Shastra, right, that we have it. all those things. What they say is, this is by suppressing or regulating the breath, they seek turn into the breath in one part of the body at a time and get hold the power of the breath. So they know, like the yogis know, take that breath, keep in this particular path, hold it, kind of thing. So these are all the techniques that yogis were taught so that they can get some power of those things. So how it can, suppose Mooladhara Chakra, you concentrate on Mooladhara Chakra, breathe in Mooladhara Chakra. When we say, you are actually activating that Mooladhara Chakra, isn't it? When you are focusing all your thing in the Mooladhara Chakra, when you are activating it, then that is getting open and activating. So that is also a technique. If you say that, how can I concentrate Mooladhara Chakra? How can I concentrate Swadhisthana Chakra? Not everybody knows that technique. But when you are doing that meditation, or when you know that all these chakras, what are those chakras? What it is doing? The breath, when you are concentrating at that place, suppose there is a pain here. So in the meditation, the visualization meditation, what they say, close your eyes, breathe in, and send the breath to that place where you have the pain. You must have done these techniques in the initial stage itself. So when you are focusing on that stage, what it is happening, it is activating the nerve centers which are there at the pain point, and it is activating. So you are getting released from the pain. That's what here also is saying. So whenever it is going to that particular chakra by chakra, the lotus, the 1,000 petals, the Sahasrara chakra will get opened at the end. That's what here the pranayama is doing. That's what he is saying. So there you may say gods, powers, connect to the light world, the noetic world. Finally, what you are doing, finally you reach the highest state where you will attain the liberation from these births, where you can unite this with the ultimate supreme, supreme Paramatma, or whatever it is, whatever the way we call it as, right? So such is the doctrine. That is what the Theosophical Society says. That is a doctrine.
So that's what Buddha researched all the pranayams he did, and he researched. That's he didn't get any result. That's why he found the method Anapanasati. So that is the highest technique to connect to the noetic breath. That's what he researched. So all the pranayams and all he did, nothing got liberation. So that's in the last trial he found is that it's a Anapanasati. That is the
And
natural.
during this time, he starved his body. And using all the techniques like standing on one leg and doing, Surya Namaskara, and starving the body, not eating.
Didn't find anything. That's what Buddha researched and given. It's a best technique. So any technique.
Yeah, it's a technique to connect to this.
But, it's a highest technique. He researched and he is given the technique of Anapanasati.
Yeah, that is a technique, but I cannot say that whatever that according to the scriptures or according to the Parsival also, I cannot say none other things works. They will stimulate. They will stimulate to go there. They will stimulate to go there. Definitely, it is not that they will not work or anything. But it's a simple way is, because
for
it's
us,
a simple way to seize your
generation,
thoughts.
Yes.
It's a simple way to seize your
our
thoughts.
Lifestyle, it is easier for us with Anapanasati.
Suppose if you say, okay, all of you come on, I will teach pranayama and learn the pranayama, then you will get into the connected to the noetic world. It will take a long time. Okay. Out of all these techniques, the simple way to connected, it may take a time, but simple way to connect it to that noetic world is Anapanasati.
Yeah. There are a lot of either way, connecting to the breath form and quietening the mind, and like going in connecting to that intelligence of light. That is the main goal.
That's true. So external, ultimately what he's saying is, ultimately whatever this practices is leading to the meditation, which is the Raja Yoga. All these practices should lead to the Raja Yoga training only. If it is not Raja Yoga training, if you are doing only for the physical things, then it is a different. You are not getting any spiritual benefits. Sometimes he says that you may get constipation, you may get nerve problems, you may get all those things. That's what he mentioned here, that those are all the dangers, right? So when you are practicing Kapalabhati kind of thing 100 times, 200 times, and if you are not connecting to the noetic world at all, then there's no use, and it may give the negative things also for the disciples who are actually regulating their breaths, which is not good. Because that's what it is. Suppose through Kundalini and Kundalini yoga, you can activate, as Sireshwar said, like you can activate your noetic world through meditation. That's a one way. Kundalini can be activated even physical Hatha yoga techniques also. And sometimes in an accident also Kundalini will get activated, because when that particular serpent place, if something happen. But what will happen is when your body is not ready to take that kind of thing, you will get mad.
Yeah, why near-death experience? In that, if some people, they get connected in the near-death experience, in coma.
No, the connection is different. The connection is different. But connection and connecting, coming back and telling is the one thing. But the connection here, it is the if the all you do not have capacity to take the knowledge, but all the knowledge was revealed to you. That's kind of Kundalini, right?
You
that
should be able to.
You will go mad. That's what you will see. So many people who did Hatha yoga, because from some of the people I heard, because I didn't go and witness Himalayas. There are so many people whose Kundalini got awakened without getting ready. They will be like the mad people on the streets in Himalayas, it seems. Because they got they got open, but they are not ready to take it.
Able to balance.
If you are doing in a proper way, right, then you can do it. Otherwise,
higher chakras, it's open, but lower chakras is
lower
not.
Chakras are not open. Yes, exactly.
And it's difficult to manage.
Yeah, that's why the path should be study thinking in a proper way. Okay, so pranayama is one of the way to passive thinking, induce the active thinking to purify your breath form. That's one way that you can do it. In this way, you can liberate, and you can bind the phenomena of the nature. You can give, but here remember, through pranayama, even if you are even if your chakras got activated through pranayama, without meditation, without proper way, even if you do, you will not get any knowledge of your triune self. You will not get the light of intelligence. Pranayama, you have to use it as a tool to go to that meditation. Okay, because if you cannot, if you want to go quickly, then you can do some pranayama. See, if you do Kapalabhati, right, all your thoughts can exhale. 100 steps of Kapalabhati, then stop it and go with the meditation. If you are not doing meditation, if you are just doing the Kapalabhati, what you will get? You will get physical benefit. That's it. Isn't it? That is what many yoga centers are doing. If you are not doing the meditation, if you are not connecting to that noetic breath, then you are no way connection to your triune self. You are no way connecting to your knower portion of it. You are just connecting to the nature well. That's all. That is all about
Prasanna.
Shall we stop the live and we can continue?
Yeah. That's all about the lesson.